Hey there, viewers. It's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on Age of the Primes Megatronus The Fallen. Now, this figure, oh my god, I have been really excited for this figure ever since they first showed it off. I mean, this is the first figure that they showed off at Age of the Primes, and honestly, I think it made a really good first impression because, dude, this guy, this guy looks so good in pictures, and let me tell you, he looks even better in person. Like, seriously. But anyway, let's start off with the box. And of course, we've got the standard Age of the Primes packaging. So of course, we've got the Fallen right there in both modes, and I freaking love that artwork. Got his name right there, Megatronus the Fallen. Got a symbol right there. In golden because, of course, he's one of the 13. Says how many steps it takes to transform him. This side, we got the artwork, which, again, looks amazing and is... like, there's actually a more clear version of this artwork if you want to see it. This is a main picture on TFWiki. So, yeah. This side, of course, we've got some more primes. So we got... I'm pretty sure that's Leech Maximo. The face just looks like Resource Inferno. Of course, Megatronus. And we got an Optimus Prime, which... obviously, this is the 13th Prime. And the toy line, this is Star Convoy. Although, that chest makes me think that initially it was going to be maybe Jinrai. But... yeah, we got this weird Jinrai Star Convoy hybrid. It's the 13th Prime here, but the toy is your Star Convoy. But, eh. The back arm in both modes. Of course, we got his weapon, which is the Requiem Blaster. See, I actually know the weapon name this time. And basically, this is his own fusion cannon. But we do have some more weapons, which we'll see later on, and it's pretty much it for the box. And moving on to the actual figure, well, of course he transforms into a tank mode because, of course, this is not the movie Fallen. If you wanted that, the studio series. This is based on how he appears in the Dreamwave comics, which, honestly, that's amazing because I'm pretty sure that's the first time that Fallen actually appeared in Transformers lore. So to have another crack at the Dreamwave design for the Fallen, because, of course, there was also that titanium figure back in the day. This guy looks amazing. So looking at the tank mode here, I mean, this looks like it could kill. Like, we've got spikes here on the side, we've got spikes here on the treads. We've got the huge cannon right here, which is formed from a side cannon and the Requiem Blaster. Of course, we've got the actual treads here. We got some little wheels here so it can roll. So you got that. And in fact, it can actually roll quite well. Like, yeah, it does swerve a little bit, but this guy could roll really well, which is pretty good. But anyway, we've got some little things right here. I think it's like a little missile launcher right here. And we got another one right here. This is packed separately in the box, so I guess this is some sort of accessories, because you can plug in another weapon here. Yeah, but for the purposes of the video, I'm just going to leave this on. If I can get it back on. And of course, it's not going back on. There we go. So yeah, this missile launcher can come off if you wanted to. So you can plug it with stuff like weaponizers or whatever. The back, not really much to say. And underneath, I mean, the head is visible, but still, you know, there's not really that much kibble there. like, the chest, which is normally visible on tank transformers, it actually folds up. So yeah, this is a pretty good tank transformer. And of course, as per tanks, there is a bit of articulation, like, this can tilt upwards, and this can actually rotate. So I guess it's sort of like a Wars Megatron, because these are the shoulders. So there's some sort of like turntable in here. So yeah, you can actually rotate the tank turret. And of course, for blast effect compatibility, well, of course, with this being a tank blast, I think we need a really big one. Just to show off that, yep, he actually can shoot. So, yeah. That can take blast effects, so he can fire it. I don't know. Normal Cybertronians, I guess. I don't know. Now, speaking of blast effects, we technically do get some with this guy, because we get some flame effects. Because, of course, normally with this Fallen design, he's normally on fire. And we do get a way to plug these onto the tank mode. So with these ones, they just plug into here. So, got that. And with these ones, the instructions say to plug them onto the weapons, but I do have a, like, if I can speak, I prefer to plug them onto the top bits here. So there we go. Flaming tank. And honestly, I think this looks pretty cool, although with these being the same kind of material as blast effects, you know, it's that kind of bendy material. I'm kind of worried if I leave them in for too long, because you know, like, you know what happens if you leave blast effects into the guns for too long. It's kind of same thing with Commander Class Prime's axe, but I'm sure it'll be fine. But anyways, these are technically accessories, so that moves on to the other accessories, which, of course, the missile launcher there is technically one, but for the other accessories, we got this huge machete. I don't know, I guess if he wants to, like, shiv someone, then there's that. And of course, we've got this huge spear, which I'm pretty sure is the weapon that he used in the RID 2015 line, because yes, Megatronus was in the RID line. So I think this is the weapon that he used there. So a bit of cross-continuity there. So pretty cool. And these just plug into the sides here, pretty sure. So we've got these ports here. These just plug into the sides. And I'm pretty sure the instructions do say to just have the flame effects coming out to the sides of one of the weapons, but of course I prefer to do it like this because it looks cooler. And yeah, that's pretty much it for the tank mode. Overall, this thing looks amazing. And especially if we compare it to the, like, well, if I bring up the Titanium series picture, because I see the other toy of Dreamwave, the Fallen. Yeah, there's no contest. The Age of the Primes one looks way better. Like, come on. I mean, I know most Titanium series figures are kind of iffy, but come on. This comparison is like night and day. I mean, I guess the Titanium figure is a double barrel tank, but still, this one looks way better. So, yeah. Well, that's pretty much it for the comparisons. So, let's just move on to the transformation. So we got a lot of shite to take off. So of course got to take off the machete, take off the spear, take off the flame effects, because these all will come into play later on, but for now we got one hell of a transformation ahead of us. But the Requiem Blaster, I'll show that off in better detail when we get to the robot mode. And of course I'll have to try and tilt the camera up. So, to start this off, we're just going to do a bit of parts forming. Yes, I know. In fact, he's even telling you to accept it because he's freaking aiming at you. But yeah, we have to do a bit of parts forming here because we have to take the Requiem Blaster off. And we have to transform the weapons a bit. So we take this off. Flip this little peg up. Just set that off to the side. And for the Requiem Blaster, we're just going to shorten it. There we go. And just flip this down. And let's have a quick look at the Requiem Blaster before we transform him fully, which, yeah, this looks pretty cool. Like, his symbol is on it. Yeah, this is a pretty cool looking weapon. I like it. Pretty sure this is what he used in the freaking Machinima shows. So you get another cross-continuity reference, but yeah. And in fact, the Requiem Blaster gets its name from Armada, because it's the name of a gun that 3 minicons combine into, so just a whole bunch of references. Anyway, set that off to the side, and now let's actually transform him. So what we're going to do, take these little missile launchers on the side here and just flip them down. Extend out the shoulders. And then just untab all this. And the whole arm shifting with the shoulders is pretty much just going to be flopping around for most of the transformation. So, yeah. Now, let's start off with the legs. So what we're going to do here is these little bits, we're just going to untab them from here. This side likes to particularly pop off on my one. You can see it sort of coming off there. In fact, yeah, it just came off there. So I'll just sort that off camera. There we go. So just get that untabbed from here. And just move these up, like so. Flip this up. That pretty much forms his arse. We untab this from the front tread. And just move the legs down. And just those tab in. These little side skirts with the rocket pods, these move down. And the waist turns around. Then the legs also turn around. Like so. The back treads will open up. The back treads will open up. The feet will come down. They can close the back treads up again. Then these bits on the legs will close up. And that's the legs all done. And yeah, this is a pretty tall boy. This is a big leader. But anyway, what we're going to do is the front treads will move around here so we can get the chest down. These cover sections will untab, move down, spin around, and then move all the way down here. Like so, which I honestly think is pretty cool. So there we go. Then we just move these to the back. Then the treads themselves will move down and lock all this into place. Then with the chest itself, we're just going to try and spin this around. If I can actually get this outwards. Probably doing this completely backwards, but so we spin the chest around. Oh, got that off the joints, because, of course, when I'm on camera, I forget how things work. But yeah, it pretty much just spins around like so. There we go. I sort of cheated there, but accidentally popping the thing off and just spinning it around while it's off and then just plugging it back in. But yeah, that's pretty much how the whole thing works. And finally, we can go back to this armature with the shoulders. This just collapses in again. I can actually do that again. There we go, because it's on I guess a double hinge, so you have to try and hinge all that in. Then the chest can just go and cover all that. The head can spin around. We can try and get the shoulders in. Because, yep, spoiling the transformation, well, spoiling the articulation, I'm meaning. Got a butterfly joint there, but anyway. Just going to rotate this around. And we're at the home stretch. All we have to do now is rotate the forearm, open this up, actually do that, and it's not opening for me. There we go. So open up the forearm, get the fist out, and then close this back up. And of course, do the same here. So we're just going to open the forearm up, get the hand out, and spin around the forearm, and just get everything straightened out. And here we have Megatronus, or the Fallen, in his robot mode. And yeah, that's kind of a lengthy transformation, but honestly, I think that's a really fun transformation. Like, once you figure out how it works, it's quite fun to do. It's not like Solus Prime where you need to have patience to get things plugged in. Like, yeah, some parts are fiddly and some parts do pop off. But this is still a really fun transformation. Like, I love the way that things work around. Like, seriously. I especially love how the front treads work. Like, that's really clever. And the resulting robot mode is, I mean, come on. It's how the Fallen looked in the Dreamwave comic. That's amazing. So to have an actual proper toy of this, that's not that titanium figure, which, yes, we will compare with later. That's amazing. And, yeah, there's barely any kibble. There's pretty much just these little back things, and that's it. It's pretty much akin to the Siege Megatron figure, but honestly, this is kind of done better. So, yeah. Plus, as I said, this is a pretty big figure. I don't know, like most of my other figures are currently just standing on shelves, but if I can currently grab someone on my bed, here we have Tarn. And yeah, he's slightly bigger than Tarn. Because, like, keep in mind, most leaders nowadays, pretty much the same height as Voyagers. This guy, slightly taller than Tarn, which is pretty cool. Now, let's actually get this guy all armed up, and of course, set him on fire. Not literally set him on fire. I'm meaning, give him knees. So, what we do here is these plug into the shoulders. This can be a bit fiddly, especially doing it at arm's length. And I'm pretty sure I've got this in the wrong way, so what I'll do is I'll do this off camera. There we go. Then we've got some ports here that put these flame effects here, and yeah, you can see there's some ports here if you want to plug these into something else, but we're just going to plug these onto here. And there we go. That looks more like the Fallen, because with the titanium figure, he just had like flames painted on him. But with this guy, this looks amazing. And looking at the head, I mean, dude, that just looks like Shredder to me. Or I don't know, if Bludgeon was a knight or something like that. That looks like amazing. Like, I freaking love that head. Kind of wish it had light piping, but that's just nitpicking at this point, because this is an amazing head sculpt. And of course, we can give him all his stuff, like this little, I don't know, telescope. There's a port here that plugs on, so we can just plug this onto here. There we go. So it's kind of like the little gun barrel that Megatron had in the cartoon. And that's actually made people speculate that this is going to be retooled into Studio Series 86 Megatron, which I kind of doubt that. But anyway, and of course, we can give him the Requiem Blaster, which goes onto his arm. Again, that looks amazing. And if you don't want them having the two weapons, of course, they can just plug onto these ports here in the back. So we've got these ports here that these weapons can plug into. But of course, I want him fully armed up so he can, I don't know, terrorize the Cybertronians or something. So we can just have him hold this normally, although it's kind of a loose fit. Like, he can't hold it, although it's very like easy to take it. It's easy to take it out of his hand, is what I'm trying to say, before my tongue just stopped working. And with the machete, we have to open up his hand, which, yes, the hands can open. And we just get this in here. Come on. I know we're on camera, but just, there we go. So now he's fully ready to kill someone. Hopefully Sentinel Prime before, well, you know. And yes, this looks amazing. And honestly, I think so far, after the 4 figures I have so far for Age of the Primes, this one's my favorite. Like, I haven't even gotten to the articulation yet, and this guy just looks foreboding. Like, holy shit. Like, just compare it with the Titanium series figure, and there's just no contests. Seriously. I don't even need to say anything. This guy looks way cooler than the Titanium series figure. So, yeah. And you can even see what I mean with the flames being painted on the Titanium figure. So, yeah. And for no reason in particular, here's Bombburst. Why am I showing you Bombburst? Well, here's why. Power of the Primes was weird. But anyway, let's move on to the articulation. So if I just remove the weapons. There we go. So, the head, it's on a ball joint, so he can look around, and he can look up and down, so he can nod and say, yep, I'm the coolest toy there is. Technically not a bit of him, but this can move around, so if he wants to aim this at people, then he can. Of course, the arms can move. He can T-pose. Just be worried that the flame effect doesn't come off if you're using that. Bicep rotation. Elbow. bit more than 90 degrees there. Wrist rotation. Of course, the hand can open. Waist rotation. You can kick forward, you can kick backwards. You have to move, and you have to move these out of the way for him to do the splits. But anyway, pretty good ankle pivot. Knees, 90 degree bend there at the knee. And the foot can move a little bit. So yeah. And of course, we can plug in a blast effect to the Requiem Blaster. So we can have him shooting. Although there's no ports here on the feet, unfortunately. Like, they could have sculpted some right here, but no rocket feet this time, unfortunately. But oh well. And honestly, it's pretty much all I've got to say about this guy. So if I just quickly give him his weapons back. So I just plug in his machete again. There we go. And of course, give him the spear. That's pretty much all I've got to say about this guy. Complaints? Honestly, it's kind of hard to think of complaints with a figure this amazing, but honestly, I feel my biggest complaint is just going to have to be, I'm just worried for the longevity of these blast effects, because keep in mind, it's the same material as normal blast effects, so they might degrade over time. If they were like hard plastic, then yeah, it'll be fine, but I'm worried to keep the flames on just in case. Small complaints that, well, like, one of these keeps coming off on mine when I transform him, but compared to Soulless, it's more manageable because it's a bigger piece, and I mean, the transformation is more fun overall, but for other complaints, honestly, I can barely think of any because this is a really good figure, and I mean, I don't even have to ask. Yes, I recommend this guy wholeheartedly. This is a really, really good figure, and honestly, this is so far my favorite out of the Age of the Primes line. Like, I was excited for this guy when they first showed the figure off, and honestly, it was worth the wait. This guy looks amazing. I mean, it's a full-on toy of the Dreamwave Fallen design. None of that Movieverse stuff, because of course, we'll Studio Series for that, but come on, this guy looks amazing. Like, Soulless Prime was okay. I haven't gotten Primer yet as of the time of recording, but this guy, they cooked with this guy. Seriously, if you don't have this guy yet, go out and get him. He is amazing. So, yeah. So, this has been my review on Age of the Primes Megatronus The Fallen. And this is Charlie Young, signing off.